Give me pizza! Did I happen to say I want pizza? P-I-Z-Z-A. I want pizza! Hey! Are you ready to play? Now set down the pizza and bring me some chicken. Throw it on top and make your finger lick it. Guacamole, meatball, whipped cream pouring like waterfalls. Here's a little salsa to make it hot. Here's a lot of ice cream to hit the spot. Toss the fish, let it fly. Fly, fly, pizza pie, pizza! P-I-Z-Z-A.
Gimme Pizza Slow is apparently 11 years old now. September 23rd, 2010 was when that video was posted. I still think about it when I eat pizza to this day. I feel very old. I think I first saw this, let's see, 11 years ago. Yeah, I first saw this like in a post on like the Blockland forums or something, that song. And I still think about it. Every time I eat pizza, I think, I want pizza. P-I-Z-Z-A. And I did indeed eat pizza today. I got the same thing I usually get, where it's like feta cheese and then like slices of pepperoncini and then like a pepperoni, like a Turkish pepperoni, some shit like that. I don't know exactly what's on it, but it's good. It's called like diavolo. It's common, and I first tried it in like Ukraine, but apparently it's a thing everywhere in Europe. It's in Serbia too. So, this week has been slow. People, for some reason, everyone thought I was on break this week. I said no. I'm on break in September, and I'll let people know when. But I'm doing a stream next week too, at least. So no intended break. I was hoping to get some things sorted out for the forum before I went on break, and that's not looking like it's happening. I was hoping to get some DDoS mitigation set up. I was hoping to get somebody access to the data center in case they need it, and I was really hoping to like just set it up so that a guy could take care of everything. Someone who I've known for probably 5 years now, who I've talked to extensively about like networking stuff, who doesn't have any account on the forum, who doesn't really have any interest in like locale stuff. He just likes hosting weird shit. So I'm hoping that he can keep the site up, but I'm gonna unplug for a week, and if it goes down, it might just have to stay down for a whole week. I'm gonna isolate myself on some mountainside and in Moldova or some shit, and I'm just gonna like smash my phone, bring a suitcase and a stack of rubles, and that'll just be that'll be my week, and everyone else can fend for themselves in my absence, in the most spectacular power vacuum the forum has ever seen. But no, it should be fun. I'm gonna try and get the forum stabilized and the DDoS stuff dealt with before I leave, but I mean, there's only so much I can do. I've been talking to different DDoS mitigation providers, and it starts at $1,000 a month for what I need, and I don't have $1,000 a month that I can spare on just upstream filtering. There is upstream filtering that comes with my data center, but they refuse to work with us because one of their partners, a company called NTT out of California, told them that they are not allowed to peer with my ASN, which is my network number. So the filtering I should have, I can't use because of various political interests, which of course is just excellent. When I think of the internet and I think of a free and open society where people can say what they want, I think of meddling politics between private interests that have no reason to be playing meddling politics. And the really interesting thing is, like, I always knew I wanted to host a website. Like, when I was a kid, I knew I wanted to host a website because the way I saw it was that a single person with a good enough idea can, and the skill to set up an application online, can by themselves, with very little money, put that idea out there on the internet, and through the natural mechanisms of people going to the site and promoting it, a single person can have a serious impact on the world, even through the internet. Because when I was young, that was still like a new idea. The internet was sort of like a professional tool still, and games and stuff were not so common. Things like MySpace were novelties that had just started happening. So, but it was around that time, especially with MySpace, with Tom. I remember thinking, like, this guy, Tom, just set up MySpace, and people flocked to it. And now he's had a profound impact on the course of human history. And that's amazing. It's amazing that the internet affords us that opportunity. So I knew from a very early age that I wanted to host a website. And now, as an adult, I see that there's a lot more to it than just putting something out there. It has to be aggressively defended if it's at all, disagreeable. And there's tons of intrigue and gay shit happening all the fucking time. And it's truly nightmarish what I have to do to keep the site up at this point. But hopefully everything will sort itself out and I can take a break for a week without any major downtime. Okay. So that's enough whining about the site. Let me show you what you're all here for. Let's just get it out of the way. So this was the pigeon. I like how happy he looks on the bottom. He's sleeping, but he looks really happy. He just has like a natural smile on the beak. Well, actually, that's Chantal, because that's the fat one. The skinny one is Jeffrey Eggstein. So this was last week, and this is this week. And they kind of look really fucking weird, because the feathers are just coming in, and it's like really awkward to the eye, because it looks like they have plastic or something on them, like melted into them, but it's just their skin, and the feathers are coming in, and they're starting to get the little tufts of hair on them and stuff, and their eyes have changed. I don't know if it's just because their eyes are closed in this picture, but maybe they can't open their eyes at this age, but their eyes are open in this, and they're pretty fucking cute, even though they're really ugly. I made the joke last week that I'm ugly too, so they fit right in over here in my apartment. Yeah, I don't know. The pot's getting full of poo, but that's okay. Bird poo is nitrogen rich. Plants crave it, like electrolytes. So all is well that ends well. These are the banana peppers. These ones, I need some input, and the aphids are still fucking there. Like, I can turn over a leaf, and the leaves are falling off now. I'm getting sad about it. But I can turn over a leaf, and I can see the emaciated white acid burned remains of the other aphids, and there's still aphids on it, and I have no fucking idea what it is about it that is like the ground is coated in that chalk that tears them up, and the leaves are coated in neem oil, and they just don't die. So I have some peppers, and I'm gonna harvest them soon-ish, and that'll just probably be all I get because of the issues. Yeah, I tried the dishwater soap, and I tried them all, man. I tried everything, and there's still aphids. After a couple days, I'll come back and I'll see aphids. Yeah, there's everything in this picture. The peppers, the leaves, they're all dabbed in a neem oil mixture. They've been sprayed with soapy water. I've got the Damascus earth. I just don't know. I think the issue is that because they're indoor plants, and because I believe the aphid eggs came from the soil itself, there's no natural predators for the aphids to help out with the treatments. So if I ever have the ability to get like a proper greenhouse or something, I'm going to definitely cultivate ladybugs so that there are a more natural repellent to the aphids. Though my question is to anyone who knows plants really well, what the fuck is the difference? Why are these turning red? These ones are turning to the pale yellow color that I recognize, but these ones are going straight to red, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's like I cross-pollinated them somehow, or if this is like a different branch. No, they turn red eventually, but these ones went straight from green to red. They bypassed the yellow green, pale green phase where you're supposed to pick them. So I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know why they're red. Troon peppers, exactly. They churned out instead of becoming delicious banana peppers, they became red peppers, waxy red peppers. Very strange. Okay, and for the way in, just to get this out of the way, here's the video. Does this wanna? Okay, it does enlarge. Okay, I just weighed in at 119.2 kilograms. My clothes and phone at about 1 kilogram. So 120.1. So there you go. Socks. Yeah, no, I'm not taking off my socks. Get fucked. Get fucked, all of you. Yeah. So I think I'm down exactly 1 kilogram from last week, and that's my goal. That's 1 kilogram a week. So I'm perfectly happy with the weight loss. I got under 120 kilograms this week. So let me translate that into pounds just real quick for the benefit of anyone listening. 9.2 kilogram to lb. 262 pounds. Almost 263 actually. So 263. I'm losing about 2 pounds a week, which is what I want. All right. I'm not showing you my foot. I'm not showing you my foot. You can ask all you want. So there was news this week of OnlyFans drama, and they've been hinting at this for a while actually, and they put out a more serious statement recently, saying that the platform was going to shift from explicitly pornographic to less pornographic or something to that effect. They said that they were going to curtail the pornographic content on OnlyFans, which of course led to people jumping out and saying that this was an attack on sex work and yada yada, all that shit. And it's definitely something to do with the Patriot Act and Title III of the Patriot Act, which I've talked about at length before, but I'll briefly address again. Section 3 of the Patriot Act, which has not been renewed, but Title III was shuffled into some other legislation. It still exists, it still has effect, but it's just not called the Patriot Act anymore. But what it did is it was an anti-terrorism thing, and it basically said to the banks, if you're found, if you transfer money on behalf of a law-breaking terrorist organization, you're culpable for it. You've broken the law yourself. So the banks are essentially deputized by the state to act as law enforcement, and they have to be very careful with everything they process. And that's why part of the reason it's unclear how much of the payment processors being douchebags is directly the fault of the payment processor versus how much of it they're required to do by law, and they can't or won't tell anyone because it's a trade secret how their anti-fraud system works. So sex trafficking is a part of this umbrella, like terrorism stuff, like hate crime stuff. That's all incorporated, which is why they ban people for saying the N-word. But sex trafficking is also a less talked about part of Title III. So my suspicion is that after Backpage was shut down and the owner of Backpage was arrested for sex trafficking charges, other companies had to take notice at their practices. Most notably, Pornhub closed their doors to random users uploading videos. It used to be like YouTube where anyone could upload videos of whatever they wanted to Pornhub. But at some point they made it so that only verified people could upload videos, and that was because even though they had sophisticated artificial intelligence to recognize child pornography and other unwanted content on the platform, they still had issues with like non-consensual pornography and sex trafficking and child pornography from like content, like people actually filming child pornography as part of a commercial enterprise out of the United States. So they have more thorough vetting now. And then recently, OnlyFans made the announcement that they're going to change their practices when it comes to pornography. And people rightly believe that this was a payment processor thing. And they stated that it was because they couldn't acquire financing. They're a $2 billion business, or they're evaluated at $2 billion. They make something like a couple $100 million gross a year, but they take 20% of that. So they're making tons of fucking money. But they're not able to get financing because they're a porn business. So they're trying to shift away from that to get money. And it probably does have something to do with the banking regulations regarding Title III and sex trafficking, because OnlyFans has a history of it. They have a history of like underage girls starting porn really young. They have people coerced into it on the platform, and people hailed this as a huge win that OnlyFans would be shutting down its pornography side and try to become more like a competitor to Patreon. But that is not the case. I believe I hope this is the article. Says that will prohibit creators from posting material with sexually explicit conduct on its website, which many sex workers use to sell fans explicit content. They'll still be allowed to put up nude photos and videos, providing they're consistent with OnlyFans policy. They said that was their statement, that they'll still be allowed to do nude stuff as long as they're consistent with OnlyFans policy. But their policy wasn't actually wasn't made clear. I was hoping that this was the article that makes it clear. If not, I have a screen cap of it, and I'll just read that. But it's not the win for like anti-porn people that it's being made out to be. Incest, bestiality, violence, rape, lack of consent, hypnosis, intoxication, sexual assault, torture, sadomasochism abuse, or hardcore bondage, extreme fisting, or genital mutilation. Also banned are escort services, sex trafficking, prostitution, revenge pornography, necrophilia, urine, scatological, or excrement-related material. So they're only banning violent and fringe porn and anything that implies a lack of consent, which is consistent with Patreon, by the way. Patreon also allows pornography, but if you do like it's weird how they define consent in terms of like fiction. But if you do like comics and the basis of your comic is that like a character is hypnotized into having sex with somebody, that's considered non-consensual, and you're banned from the platform. Lolicon, I think, is also banned on Patreon, and anything that's, I think, bestiality is also banned on Patreon. They have like weird laws or like guidelines regarding porn too. And I would really, really hate to be the guy who has to sit down and watch a fisting video and make a objective determination on if it's extreme fisting or not. What is the discerning factor between fisting and extreme fisting? Is like what I would love to see like their moderator guidelines that and tell them what to look for to make the determination if fisting is extreme or not. Like, what are you looking for in a video to delineate between the two? I don't know. So it is strange. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if that quote that I gave you is what the final like ban will be. They might ban porn entirely. Who knows? I don't know how reliable that source is. But it would be really funny to me. And when I say funny, it's like I made a statement like it would be funny if COVID is what broke the European Union apart because the different countries had completely asynchronous travel restrictions on each other all at once, as if they were completely independent countries again. It would be funny if that had happened, but no, that's not what happened. The European Union is just fine now. But it would be funny if this is what spurred people into saying like, "Hey, wait a second. The banks shouldn't be able to make judgment calls about what I can spend my money on or who I send my money to. Why are the banks allowed to do this?" It would be very funny if there was a Reddit Coomer revolt against the financial system and payment processors and Title III and all that shit. But that's like too cerebral. And these people on Reddit who are like like paying their income to watch specific women masturbate on OnlyFans, their gray matter is too burned to organize and make those kinds of opinionated statements and do anything about it. So I don't know. I think that the banking system will be just fine. They'll have to get their hardcore fisting videos from other reputable websites, just not OnlyFans. The communist revolution. Yeah, like I don't know. I can't even imagine what the mindset of people is who give money to these women. Like I just don't get it. Like why would you ever reward people for doing that to themselves? Like, it's completely beyond my understanding. But I guess it is like a substitute for a relationship, right? Like the whole parasocial thing. Because from what I understand, the most successful creators on OnlyFans have DMs like Patreon. Like Patreon, you can contact your fans and be like, "Hey, thanks for subscribing," yada yada. And Patreon encourages you to do that. And from what I understand, OnlyFans has the same thing. So I can only like I don't even know what's worse. Like, sure, doing porn is pretty fucking grody, and I wouldn't want to be with a woman who has ever done porn. But at the same time, if you do porn and you make money from it, that's one thing. Like you can go back to like doing whatever the fuck you want after you get your paycheck. But the women who have to like sit there and like talk to men who are paying them and like sidestep their creepiness and sidestep them trying to like hook up with you and all that shit and sidestepping all the like even Chantal said that when she briefly opened her OnlyFans and did like two shitty like lingerie dancing videos, she got inundated with DMs from guys who were desperate for extremely fucking gross things that were so horrifying to her she had to close it down like immediately, like within the first week. So there are women, the women who are on OnlyFans and making the most money, they have to like sit there and talk to Redditors who want to see them do extreme fisting. And I think that in and of itself is like almost probably worse in terms of like mental damage than just the porn. Cause I don't know. It's like you throw a video up there and you get money for it versus like having to actually talk to these fucking people. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I get it from the perspective that it's like these guys are desperate for like a conversation with a woman that has like a sexual charge to it. Talking to Redditors is a fate worse than death. Yes, they're so fucking. Reddit is like hell. There was there's a Reddit. There's a screenshot I saw of a Reddit called Ask Teen Girls, and like some boy asks on Ask Teen Girls, can you aim if you try when you pee? Which I guess is like a normal question for like a teenager to ask a girl, right? Like, can you aim? Can you stand and aim your pee if you really try? And then all the replies that I saw were like, well, in the screenshot were, yeah, I can aim because I have a dick. And it was like the most upvoted comment. And there were like 8 replies like, haha, me too. I'm a girl and I also have a penis. So I can aim my pee very easily. And it's like, oh boy. Oh, I have to pull it up. Okay, give me a second. It's there somewhere. It's in my history. I saw it this morning, I think. I feel the need to prove that this is a thing I actually saw, and I didn't just see it because I was casually browsing our teen girls. Oh, okay, here we go. I found it. Oh, I had already fucking saved it too because I was planning to show it on stream, and I just forgot to put it on my browser. Silly me. Here we go. Girls only on self ask teen girls. Can you aim your piss if you try hard enough? Simple question, right? Oh, I'm actually kind of curious. Is this possible? The Liff, 14 male to female, says with 57 points, yeah, because I have a dick. Estefan 542 16F says same. As Adstar 9 16 M to F says same. Darkfish 301 15 M to F says yeah, same, unfortunately. Hopefully one day we won't be able to aim anymore. Weird Zero Purse 0N says, oh, 15 M to F says same. So there you go. I don't know. I try to stay optimistic about the future of the kids in the United States and elsewhere. I like to pretend that they're not all completely fucked in the head beyond complete and total disrepair. But uh, then I see shit like this, I'm thinking like, oh, yeah, they're pretty fucked. Though, then again, I think I said this before even. I said you can't even think about this in terms of like your kids. You can't think about like the next generation because the next generation is probably going to have like a higher, like a super high percentage of like these molestation victims who are completely fucked in the head. But the benefit is that they're non-reproductive and these people are repulsive. So when Darkfish becomes, like a 25-year-old and starts their love quest, they're only going to be able to find, uh, a strange zero purse 0N, and they're going to become a non-reproductive couple. And these people have a weakness that doesn't thrive in the current society, the way that our world currently works. There's something about them which is submissive, like in the tectonic plate sense. All these we used to get by for various reasons for hundreds of years, and now that we are now in the technocratic world, there are some people who just their brains aren't meant for it. They get addicted to things because of the abundance in the modern world. They have free access to pornography. They have free access to all the food that they could ever want to eat. They have free access to drugs and all this shit, and they don't need to work as much as you did in the past. And those people naturally become a subspecies, a third gender, the non-reproductives, and they have selected themselves out of our system. There's some exceptions to the rules. You have these like female to male transsexuals who are trying to become pregnant, and that's scary. But that's like a minority. The vast majority of them just want to play, you know, hentai games on Steam, take HRT, smoke weed, live in like a tranny commune with like 8 other non-reproductives, do as little work as possible, and raise cats, and then they'll just die, and those people won't have children, and your grandkids are the ones who are going to have a better life. Your kids are going to have a kind of hard life probably because they'll have to deal with all these insane people. But once they all die, and they will die, we'll be better off, and the remnants will be like the Amish, the people who know to avoid that shit, and who don't have the same broke brain syndrome that causes these kinds of problems to begin with. So that's my hope. That's my hope. They don't need babies. They brainwash other people's children to spread their lunacy. It's not effective. It's becoming less and less effective because people don't trust the system anymore. Speaking of not trusting the system, this is sort of a segue, but in general, yes, people don't trust the system anymore. They do homeschooling, they do online schooling, where they can monitor what's being said. They do that weird, like, no schooling that Ricada does, where they have their kids, and then they get together with, like, a couple other families, and they do micro schooling, is what they call it. So people are getting out of that system where they can. In Europe, it's much harder. I think in every country in Europe, homeschooling is just completely banned. You have to be like a retard or something to the point where it's not even worth putting you in the school system. Then you can homeschool. But if you're like a normal or below average or whatever person, you have to go to a public school in the EU where they will emphasize the evils of the European people and their colonial history and the Holocaust and all this shit. And you have to pay attention to it. And you have to learn how you love LGBTs. But in the U.S., we have a different history with not as much guilt and a higher emphasis on religious personal freedom. And I don't think homeschooling is going to go away. I think it's going to become more popular than ever before, especially with more people working from home. And the vector of infection for the molestation, the church of kitty diddling, will decline naturally as the tenants start to kill themselves more and fade off into obscurity with their 8 cats and tranny communes. That's just what's going to happen, I believe. And really, if you're like sitting there and you like read Poll all fucking day and you're just like miserable because you think the world is fucked and there's no point even trying, you just have to disconnect yourself and you have to play pretend, because I've said this before too. If you have a pessimistic outlook on life and you just say like it's all fucked, why even bother? You might as well just kill yourself because there's no point. But if you lie to yourself and you think, oh, this is great, everything's going to work out just fine, the worst that can happen to you when you have deluded yourself in this perspective is that things will be as bad as you thought they were going to be, and then you're fucked anyways. But if you're right, then it works out. If you admit defeat already, then yeah, there's no point, you already lost. But if you remain deluded and optimistic for no apparent reason, then if there is a chance of things turning out okay, they might. But you won't have that opportunity if you're pessimistic. So definitely disconnect a little bit. If you find yourself in some sort of like negative feedback loop where you're like reading Poll all fucking day. Poll, by the way, 4chan's Poll is like the worst thing ever. You can definitely tell while looking at Poll, if you even briefly, especially now since I don't look at it like except like once every few months just to see what people are saying about something specific that I'm looking for. But if you look at Poll, you can tell, especially with fresh eyes, that there are like 8 different special interest groups posting to try and like fuck with people on that site. I can just tell from the way people type, the way they interject into threads, what they say, what content they have offhand. There was like definite groups of people who have organized libraries of media and mimetic images and talking points and counter talking points and all this shit, and they're just like arguing with each other and fighting for each other's attention. And the number of like actual real people having a conversation on Poll in particular is very, very few. So if you're actually reading that board, I would advise you to keep in mind that every single post on there is probably a bot or someone working in Washington D.C. because it's just it's obvious to me now if I look at it that that's what's happening. What was I gonna say? Speaking of having the trust in the system, I've been watching Making a Murderer because I ran out of movies, so I thought, fuck it, I'll watch Making a Murderer. I watched it before, but now I'm watching it now again, and there's a second season of it. And boy, oh boy, does that documentary make you very angry at just how fucking horrific the state of affairs is. I think it was a long time ago. I think this came out like 2016, so I'm probably like way behind the ball. But I looked it up recently just because I was curious, and nothing changed. Like that documentary came out, became like an international hit. Everyone on planet Earth fucking watched this. I think I saw it in Ukraine the first time, and I remember texting my mom to say like, you have to watch this fucking documentary. This is such bullshit. And nothing's changed. Avery, Brendan Dassey, the kid who's like retarded and who confessed to a rape and murder in a way that's impossible to prove, he's still in prison. The state overrode the habeas corpus petition from the government, saying he has to be released. So he's still in prison. Stephen Avery's still in prison. There's like a recent development in his trial from like 2021 in April that flew under the radar, but it's positive, but it's not like conclusory. So nothing changed, and the state of Wisconsin is going to fight that shit like tooth and fucking nail, because if they don't fight it, then they're just exposed as corrupt and incompetent fucking assholes. Which should tell you that you never want to live in a democratic state, because you're going to get fucking Stephen Avery'd one day. The doc was fun, but it turned out to be bullshit and slanted. I've looked at counterpoints, and the only real counterpoint that I saw that was in any way convincing was that they're completely omitted from the first season of the documentary. There was additional DNA detected on the latch for the hood, and the documentary chose to omit this for whatever reason. But the reality is that DNA is, nobody knows what it is. For some reason, his DNA was swabbed from the hood, and there's no identification for where it was or why it's there. The second season explains this, by the way. I don't want to rehash it, but yeah, I'm convinced it was a total fucking con job by these people. It only took one or two people to set these guys up. I would actually highly recommend it. If you're angry, if you like to be angry, if you enjoy being angry, and you want to be angry at the United States and the state of Wisconsin in particular, watch Making a Murderer. I'm in season 2 right now. I'm halfway through it, but I know how the case turns out today, so I'm not expecting a huge surprise. But it's well put together and still enjoyable, even though I know that nothing changes. Kiwi Farm, the hit NBC documentary. Don't even fucking joke about it. I hope they talk about my pigeons. Transfer DNA is the thing. Cop script seems, dude. I fully believe that they framed him. It's like I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but it makes me especially with the fucking kid, Brendan Dassey. Like, even if Stephen Avery is guilty as fuck, that kid didn't do anything. He's so retarded, so impressionable, so obviously coerced into saying what he's saying that I have no idea how anyone involved can sleep at night. But you just have to remember that the government is pure fucking evil, and everything they do is evil. And you should never trust them. You should never talk to police. You should never assist authorities in any way, shape, or form, even if it's a murder. Even if you really want to help, the police will frame you. They will fuck with you. They will set you up. They will fuck with evidence. Never talk to police. If police are in your family, don't invite them to dinner, because they'll probably put blood in your fucking bedroom to frame you for a rape and murder, because they're just fucking evil people. And that's my interpretation of the documentary. Who's more evil, the government or the media? What is the difference, my friend? Ooh, that was the easy answer. That's why I read that one out, because I knew I had something easy to pull out my ass. Even if you're white. Yes, even if you're white. Especially if you're white, don't talk to police. I'm drinking my fucking tea. Okay, give me a second. Take your meds. I don't know how people are like, oh, God, I can't believe that this man is implying that my country, the United States of America, is capable of being corrupt. Corrupt is for like fucking Ukraine and Serbia or Russia. In America, in my country, it's never corrupt. Everyone does their jobs all the time, and people don't have any bad motives to set you up or frame you. They sure as fuck do. They sure as fuck would. The cops will put you in jail for life just so that they can say they got the guy that did it. They don't, like, not even. I'm sorry if you have family who sold their soul to the fucking incarnate of Satan on planet Earth, but they will be going to hell for that crime, and there's no saving them, because they're just evil. Oh, speaking of the U.S., here, everyone's been talking about this, but the U.S. finally lost. The U.S. finally took the L and left Afghanistan. It's been 20 years. 20 years. Almost 20 years exactly. But the U.S. finally said, you know what? We can't bring these desert nomads, these 70 IQ most inbred country on the fucking planet, desert sand people, camel jockey motherfuckers, to the light of democracy. We've sat here for 20 years and spent several $trillion, and we gave Halliburton carte blanche to build highly sophisticated weaponry to try and control these people, but they keep fucking shooting at us and nothing changes, and literally everyone's just waiting for us to leave. And so good on Uncle Joe Biden for finally admitting it. Like, I don't know. I feel bad for Joe in this way because he finally makes the decision that, yeah, we probably should get the fuck out of Afghanistan. What the fuck are we doing there? It's been 20 years and nothing's changed at all. And the nanosecond that we leave, the Taliban that we paid for with CIA money is going to immediately fucking take over and take over all the shit we gave the Afghan democratic military. They're just gonna fucking take it all and completely usurp the government in a single month. Yeah, we should probably just get the fuck out of there. And then Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump and all the Republican pundits were like, oh, I can't believe he's abandoning our friends in Syria and Afghanistan. All of our friends in the Middle East that love us so much and that wave the American flag with it not even being on fire, and they love us so much, and we're going to just leave them. And I can't believe Joe Biden would do this. I can't believe it. Or you know damn well if Trump took us out of Afghanistan, everyone would be like, he's so smart. He's so smart. He finally realized the war was a lost cause. He's so smart. We love our troops, and we love our troops by bringing them home. Hoorah. Mission accomplished. It's like, are you, I don't know. I feel like we should give Joe Biden, a fucking Nobel Peace Prize. Why not? He got us out of Afghanistan finally. I have no interest in propagating democracy to the world. I think that was the dumbest fucking thing we ever came up with after the war. We're like, we're gonna make everyone fucking democratic, and they're gonna love us for it. It worked with Germany and Japan. It'll work with Afghanistan too, right, guys? It's like, oh, and Vietnam and Korea, it'll just keep working forever. We'll just keep doing it, and it'll keep fucking working. In Cuba, and Venezuela, and Bolivia, it just keeps fucking working. It works so fucking well, just like in Germany and Japan. It sticks pro staying in oh my god. Can you imagine being a libertarian and saying that we should invade foreign countries to spread the light of democracy to fucking desert nomads who throw rocks at women? Like fuck it, dude. Just say that you're not a libertarian. Just call yourself something else. Call yourself a neocon. That's what you fucking are. Mad in America. I don't know. The U.S. has a lot of good things to it, but it's also one of the most I think it's like, I don't know what to call it. The United States is like neurotic. It has brain damage. It suffered some sort of brain injury along the way, and while it's still a hard-working country, and it has good principles, it also is slightly fucked in the head. Its skull is dented in some significant fashion, and unfortunately, it cannot function as it used to. And it's just a shame, and you got to work around it if you want to remain patriotic in any way. Non-flashbacks. Not all Afghans are evil. I'm not saying they're evil. I'm not even saying the Taliban is evil. Like, let them run their fucking country the way they want to run it. If they want to run it as a totalitarian Islamic dictatorship, like, who gives a fuck? It's Afghanistan. It's a desert with some hills and nothing else. It has never been anything more. It will never be anything more. It is a plot of double landlocked nothing that will never be anything ever. And if those people have the right to vote or not is completely and totally irrelevant to the entire fucking world, because it is Afghanistan. Get over it. It doesn't matter. You know what matters? How about fixing democracy in the United States so that people can actually try? Like, I don't know if Trump lost the vote to fraud or not, but that's the thing. I should have zero doubt in my mind if there's fraud. How about fixing our voter ID laws before we get all worked up and spend $2 trillion trying to fix a desert nomad country and its democracy? It's such a waste. Okay. Lithium. Oh my God, lithium. Well, that justifies it. Then we gotta. You know what? I think it'll be easier to trade with the Taliban and get that lithium than it would be to negotiate with some corrupt fucking Middle Eastern democracy. But that's enough. I don't want to talk about Afghanistan for the rest of my life. Let's talk about Ralph, as I don't talk about Ralph enough. So we're just gonna skip to the good stuff. So I think more people have become aware of this other horrific controversy sweeping the nation. Politicians are speaking out against it. Ethan Ralph has once again procreated, and well, not yet, but it's coming. It's on the way. Ethan Ralph announces in this grisly, depressing, disgusting tweet, "The Ralphamail don't miss," and he shows a picture of two piss sticks that are faint lines. And from what I understand, faint lines means that the pregnancy is in early status, and it's about 10 to 14 days pregnant. So Pantsu is 10 to 14 days pregnant. And I don't know if you can see down there, but it says August 14th, 2021. So you subtract about 10 to 14 days, and that's just perfect for the night after the Chris Chan arrest. So literally, the pig and the horse captured that footage, that beautiful footage, the most important thing that he's ever done in his entire life. And then he took that horse home and he inseminated it as he cried out in joy over the biggest W of his entire life. And she took the pig semen, and now she is pregnant with the second demon baby, name pending. And I just want to say, by the way, I don't want to like, people are being really mean, and that's fair. But typically, you do not want to announce a pregnancy before the second trimester, because the rate of natural abortions in the first trimester is very high. A lot of women will get pregnant and lose the baby in the first trimester before they even are aware that they're pregnant. So it's a really, really dumb move to do that. I've known people who were trying to get pregnant, and my coworker, actually, at my last job many years ago, he was trying very hard to get pregnant, and he announced it to the company as soon as the test was positive. She's pregnant. We're so happy. And then a couple weeks later, he literally emails out like an obituary for the miscarriage to his coworkers, and it's extremely fucking grim. You're sitting there to talk. His wife got pregnant, you fucking idiots. But people say, "Oh, we're having a baby." But you're sitting there and you're trying to write some fucking code, and this dead baby obituary comes in. It really fucks up your mood. you're not in the mood to program after that shit. So I'm just saying, it's a bad idea. Anyways, so soon after, she gets knocked up, and she's tweeting about it, and she's being real fucking gross about it, and saying like how she's already like shitting on Faith and her kid. She's got some real petty, vindictive shit towards Faith, and it's real fucking weird, because I guess Pantsu got turned down for that threesome she wanted. She got turned down as being the live-in caretaker of the demon baby, because if you don't remember, the funniest thing ever that Ralph has ever done is try to set his pregnant girlfriend up with Pantsu, who is an open lolicron, a lolicron sounds like an Autobot or something from Transformers, an asexual crypto Jew lolicon, as I like to say. Ralph tried to set her and his pregnant girlfriend up with a threesome so that once the baby was born, they could have a polyamorous relationship between the three of them, where Faith would work to provide income for the family unit while Pantsu took over maternal duties for the demon baby. That is a true story. 100% fucking happened, and because it didn't happen, Pantsu is super bitter at Faith. Just the weirdest shit ever, like the most fucked up thing that you can't even come up with it. Anyways, so on Cal, which I didn't even know existed still. I'm not trying to be like, oh, Cal. I don't even know if that's a place. No, I thought it closed down at some point. I thought Ronnie. His name's not Ronnie. What is it? Robbie. I thought Robbie closed it down. But apparently it's still up. And this post gets made, and it has 4 pictures of a baby, including one with Faith. And immediately it becomes obvious that this is Ralph. And it becomes obvious because of the message. Not Robbie Ralph. Robbie's the name of the guy that owns the gunretort.com. But at least I think. I could be wrong. Anyways, this message is posted with the pictures. The meth bride shared these pictures with one too many of Goont's stalkers. Now you fags can enjoy them too. Meet Goont spawn number 1, Xander. So, very obvious this is Ralph. Just right off the bat for a couple reasons. Number 1, the picture that he shares of Faith is extremely unflattering. If Faith was posting this herself, she would not pick such a horrific picture of herself to post on the internet because she is a woman. Number 2, calling the people that talk about Ralph as Goont's stalkers is a strange choice of word. I don't think anyone would call them stalkers except for Ralph. And then item number 3, perhaps the most incriminating. And now this is our making the murderer. I'm Kratz, the prosecutor, right now. Item number 3, the smoking gun, is that he refers to Faith as the meth bride. Why is that interesting, you might ask? Well, it is true that Faith Vickers did meth, but the meth bride is a weird mixture of things. People made fun of her for doing meth, but people referred to her as the child bride because she was like 18, 19 when she hooked up with Ralph. So people would just refer to her as the child bride to make fun of him. And he's very insecure about the fact that all the women he dates are like 17, 18, 19. Now, when this post is made, he chooses to take child bride, but then switch it around so that it has nothing negative to say about Ralph. Like, he can't write this fake post and then say something negative about him to make it look convincing. He says, the meth bride shared these pictures with one too many of Goont's stalkers. Now you fags can enjoy them too. Nothing negative about Ralph there. Ralph is totally innocent by this post. So, and the meth thing is just a jab at her. So that's why I think it's written by Ralph. That's my suspicion. And then someone mentions to Faith that and number 4, it's posted on Cow, which is very slow these days from what I understand, and he didn't post it on the forum. If you were going to try and like share something to fuck with Ralph, you would probably post it on the forum, right? But Ralph doesn't want to promote the forum by giving them content. He'd rather promote a competitor, what he believes is a competitor to the forum, so that it has the scoop, right? So someone contacts Faith and asks about the picture, and she says, also, I give full permission to share that I did not consent to photos of my son being published. I was always under the assumption that they would be private, and that it was agreed on that he would be kept out of the situation because he's the only innocent one in this all, and that no one else had access to those photos except my family and Ralph. I'm also going to release a statement on this in a bit. I have never shared any pictures of Xander outside of very close friends and family, all who I know in real life. However, there were several pictures I shared only with Ralph, figuring that if they were leaked, I would have proof that he did it. One of those pictures has been leaked. I will say nothing else on this matter. So she 100% says that Ralph is the one who posted it himself, and it makes me wonder why. I guess the answer is that he's just so proud of the fact that he burdened another family with his genetic lineage that he has to show people that it's very obviously his kid. Like, the kid is unfortunate in that it looks exactly like Ralph, just as like a baby. Like, instead of a man-child, it's a man-baby looking thing. Not to make fun of a baby, but I'm just saying it's obviously his kid. So I think that's why he posted, like, look, he ain't blacked. He ain't another man's baby. That's my child that I'm not legally responsible for in any way, shape, or form, financial or otherwise. You fucking goon stalker motherfuckers sucked my dick. And that's like his big own. Like, congratulations, Ralph. You've done what every other fucking inbred hick retard has done. You've burdened a random woman with a child. Congratulations. But now number 2 is coming. Really saving the white race. Well, I mean, he has one white kid and one Jewish kid coming. So maybe this one, I don't know. Maybe this one, the Pantsu baby, will get raised in a in a traditional Jewish upbringing. He'll convert and he'll bring out the menorah and he'll just start shilling for Israel super hard. And the baby will become like a banker out of Tel Aviv and live a normal life. It's possible. I mean, he wouldn't be out of, like, Ralph's physique would not be out of place in a Tel Aviv bank. Is all I'm going to say. But I don't know. Super weird, irrational, gunted decision making at play. Okay, and this. Ralph, when I do these streams, by the way, I use Firefox. I just have a separate browser, no browser history, no bookmarks, a couple add-ons. And when I load up a site, when I load up a page, I have nothing on it. It's just a browser that I use for my streams. Ralph, for whatever fucking reason, decides to stream with his regular browser, which means that you sometimes get little peeks at his search history when he starts typing. And in this one, he gets a hit for, how can I show her I've changed? Dr. David, Christian marriage help and advice. So that was today, or last night rather. And I happen to have that article right here. I've not read it. I've pulled it up. So Dr. David B. Hawkins, the Marriage Recovery Center from crosswalk.com, which is a Christian something or other. I don't know what it is, but it's got this article here. Okay. Your wife has left. She's told you she's not sure how she feels about you. She loves you but is not in love with you. Your mind is racing as you struggle to make sense of this whole mess. How could this possibly happen? We're Christians, and Christians should never separate or divorce. I haven't done anything that bad. As the days turn to weeks, you move gradually through some of the recognized stages of denial. This truly is happening. Begging her to stay, bargaining, hasn't worked. Outbursts of anger and attempts to control her have failed. You slip into depression and perhaps even a bit of acceptance. Still, you have one lingering, nagging thought. How can I show her that I've changed? This is a question that I'm asked all too frequently as women leave marriages at astounding rates. Equipped with increased earning power, training, and self-confidence, there are many women who choose not to tolerate dysfunctional marriages, and men scratching their heads at what they can do to show their wives they finally, albeit slowly, get it. Once strong and possibly dominant men, they now feel insecure and vulnerable in the face of rejection. Frantic attempts to make their wives stay are often met with gritty resolve by their spouse not to remain in a troubled marriage. Acts of desperation by men give way to anger, sadness, and panic. That's when I get the phone calls. Dr. David, you've got to help me get my wife back. You've got to talk to her to tell her I really am different and that our marriage can be saved. You have to make her see that I'm not the man I used to be. You have to make her see what a mistake she's making. You have to make her see. And so it goes. Although I hate to see these men in pain, my response often takes them by surprise. Are you really different from when they left? I ask. Absolutely, they say. Really, I say with suspicion. They left you 4 weeks ago, after years of misery, and you're an entirely different person suddenly. Yes, they persist. I can see the mistakes I made. I'll bet you can, I say reassuringly, but are you really different? Finally, they pause to consider the weight of what they're saying. We talk about the many issues leading to their wife leaving, the years of hurt and suffering their wife has experienced, and the likelihood that as much as they want to change, that change has not happened yet. What follows is the next layer of discouragement. I explain that they cannot possibly convince their wife that they have changed until several things have happened. If you find yourself in similar circumstances, consider the following challenge. First, LOL, calm down. Good decisions are rarely made out of a wild brain. Oof. Ralph should really take this one to heart. This is a good piece of advice for Ralph. While you may feel panic, take necessary steps to get needed support. Begin to take on the attitude that this will be a marathon, not a sprint. You must step back, size up the situation, and develop a long-term strategy. Second, get into counseling. To win this race, you will need an experienced coach, someone who can help you make immediate decisions as well as help with new issues that crop up down the road. Find a trusted counselor or psychologist who knows about managing the crises of separation. And he's taken that into advice too because he's hired Dick Masterson to be his life coach. Third, you must let go of trying to make your mate see anything. Efforts to convince your mate, that's a weird word for wife, but okay, you have changed are controlling and manipulating and almost certainly will be met with resistance, irritation, and suspicion. Your mate is pushing away because they need relief from your old behavior. Fourth, focus on your issues that led up to the separation. This is not the time to try and win your mate back with words. It's time to focus on the behavior that led to the separation, changing the issues that have aggravated your mate. Get into counseling and find and address. I'll skip through the rest. Actually, you know what? I'll only a couple paragraphs left. Fifth, meet your mate at their point of need. This is the time to minister to your mate indirectly. While you are bleeding and miss your mate, stop the selfishness of trying to get them to do what you want. Consider what they need. If it's space, give it to them. If it's reassurance you are working on your issues, let them know that you are in counseling to address those issues. Sixth, relax in the knowledge that your mate will see the changes as they are made. As you tune into your mate's needs and meet them as well as address the issues leading up to separation, your mate will notice the changes. They will notice the changes by what you don't do as much as what you do. They notice you giving them space, they request, they note your involvement in their personal counseling, and they see and sense changes of gradually taking your character. And finally, let go and let God. You can only do so much. Well, that's all very good advice for Ralph. He'll take none of that to heart. Just petty, mean, spiteful, grandiose, vindictive behavior is all he knows and all he has ever known and all he will ever know. It's almost kind of amazing when you really sit and think about it and how he behaves and the things he's done. Just how much of it has been directly motivated by a pathological need to grandstand and spite people. It's like almost everything. If you look at every single thing he's done, you can trace it back to him acting in a pathetic man-child vindictive way. Having kids, having his first kid was despite me. Having his second kid was despite Faith. Going to Chris to record the arrest was done despite me as well. He was going to do a entire podcast episode just shit talking Mr. Vickers, but then he lost his court case against him and has a restraining order against him, allegedly, based on what we understand. I don't think Vickers can outright say that he won the case and he has a restraining order against him. I don't know. I haven't seen the court records, but I think he won recently this week. Adrienne Blair definitely won her case, and she had a case against him because out of spite, he put up a incredibly pointed and vindictive article about her, which cost him his Patreon because he finally put like docs, like he posted where she lives and where she works on his blog, and that's what his Patreon was formerly for. So he lost that as well. It's just everything he does is the direct result of spite. It's the combustion engine of his life is continuous blow-ups over utter trivialities. It's all he's got. Very very interesting person. He's become more interesting over time. I feel just because of how he responds to the stimuli in his life. Anyways, I think that's enough of Ralph for now. Hopefully, I'll get a week next week without Ralph, but I don't know. He's been very rambunctious lately. He's got that piss and vinegar in him. Maybe he is off the bottle. He's got so much more energy now to fuck up his life at an even faster rate, at a rate we never thought possible. But let's relax a bit. And I did this once before, and it was quite popular. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm going to be reviewing some dating profiles of women, real women. I believe I don't know if this is just dating in general, or if it's like a her app. I think that's like a lesbian dating app. This is a lesbian dating app. So this is women looking for women. Let me get a sip of some tea. Well, now my tea is cold. I've been trying to drink warm water before I stream because it helps. Warm water or tea before I stream with no cream or milk, because milk like causes your saliva to congeal, and warm water like relaxes your larynx and helps you speak. And I need all the fucking help I can get with enunciating. Ugh. Ashley Valentine says, many people see my gender identity and only see one dimension of me, the weird, kinky trans girl. But not many people see that I really try to be super fun. That's a very telling statement. People see me as a sex pest, a sex pest transsexual, and they don't see that I'm any fun at all. They can't look past the weird sex pest part of me. They only see that. They only see that. I live to socialize, heartfelt combos, making playlists for people, or like tonight how I go on a munchy movie night run and spend a 20 on candy. Man-child. I draw, that sounds like that first bit sounds like a character description for something in like a sim. Like, this character has the outgoing personality trait. They love to socialize, heartfelt combos, making playlists for people, or watching movies and eating candies with friends. Like, that sounds like a description for like a personality trait in a fucking video game. I draw and take portraits with you, play video games and get high. Anything I do would be so much sweeter finding the love of my life. I want to share all the sections of my personality with a nice girl. Being so extroverted, my biggest passion is to open up and try to spoil my future love a bit, regardless of being submissive. It's like a porn thing. It's like that person that he's looking for does not exist. There is no dominant lesbian who wants a submissive transgender person to butt fuck with a strap on and play video games with. Like, that character is fictitious. There doesn't exist this trope that he's looking for, and he will be miserable for the rest of his life and continually annoy the fuck out of lesbians because he's looking for someone that does not fucking exist. He is so out of it that, like, and this is why these people watch hentai, because like these hentai, like when a man sits down in Tokyo and writes out some fucking perverted script with like a dominant lesbian, like who like hits on like the shy, cross-dressing femboy, like high school age femboy, like that's their fantasy, and it literally does not exist in real life. It's just a cartoon thing that Japanese men jerk off to, and he'll be miserable for the rest of his fucking life because he thinks that's an actual thing that exists in the real world. He goes on. I'm super lonely. Ooh, who could have called that? I don't want a pity party because I know I'll find someone eventually, but I don't feel sexually attractive anymore. I'm happy. I love being productive at work and to chill with a friend and spark up. I love talking to my therapist and put work on myself. That therapist is definitely a woman, and he definitely has an unrequited attraction to her that will be very awkward when he confronts her about it because she'll have to resign as his therapist. Uh, but I've been single long enough to count the days. I didn't get the chance to share that. I like to be fun in bed. I'm doing good emotionally, but at the end of the day, I do a 7 hour shift at work, and the stress makes it hard not to cry. I haven't had sex. I get so cold in bed. The opportunity. Well, this is so attractive to women when you say, like, I work all day, then I come home and I cry myself to sleep after getting high and playing League of Legends and masturbating to my weird, perverted hentai. That's just the most attractive fucking thing you can ever put on your dating profile. It's hard not to get used to the tiny dating pool I have. I try to be sweet and an honest soul, but I just haven't had the opportunity yet. Happy and productive, but that factor is in my life hurts worse than anything I've ever experienced. It almost reads like Chris Chan wrote it. Like I'm a sweet and honest soul, and uh, there's another thing he says. Oh, I love being productive at work and to chill with a friend and spark up. That sounds like Chris wrote that. To be honest with you, I think these are pictures. Hopefully they're all broken link, whatever. Freya. Oh boy, a Norse name. I wonder if this femboy is also a Nazi with like a weird Nordic tattoo, a Nordic sun tattoo somewhere, like on their like a tramp stamp, Nordic sun, femboy tramp stamp. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to post, but I was wondering if someone can give me advice on how to get rid of that voice saying I'll never be a woman. I'm not going away. Sorry. And how to be able to look into the mirror and stop seeing a guy I know I never was. First, oof, you're totes valid. And second, I'm new to this myself, but maybe trying femme clothes and products and telling yourself you're totes adorbs and like, no, women don't talk like this. This is how a tranny like interprets a woman to talk. Look at that anime profile picture. Also, creative endeavors help me as well. I struggle with this as well. I found affirmation hypnosis at bedtime to do wonders. Sigma male hypnosis. You are based. You are red pilled. You are Sigma male. Huge gamer and lover of movies and TV shows. Introvert. Ideal date would be some food, a bed, couch, a good movie, and lots of cuddles. Gemini. Not sure what else to say. Feel free to message me if you're interested. Also, if you have little to no information on your profile and not verified, I will not like or respond to you. Femme, trans, pride, looking for a monogamous relationship. Um, Totes adorbs, totes adorbs, totes adorbs, totes adorbs. I like the one where they're wearing a mask because it hides the shape of their face. Totes adorbs. Oh, look, they do have tattoos. Well, one's a zombie. Show me your Nordic Sun tramp stamp, god damn it. The chat demands to see it. Well, okay, we just saw that. Hope I don't show porn. Oh, look, it's Lily. Oh my god, someone needs to add this one to that montage of anime avatar versus reality thing. Okay, that's Lily. And that's Lily. Nailed it. Nailed it. Exact. That's oh my god. Looks just like him. That's oh my god. Can you not that's so disrespectful. Like okay, I get like you're running the Her app. You're just like a business person. You're trying to make money off lesbians dating and stuff. You're trying to cater to this niche market, and you realize that banning trannies would be like a blunder because you'd get your app banned from all the stores for transphobia. But I think it's fair to say that like if you have a beard, You don't get to be on the app. You have to shave your beard for your profile picture so that the lesbians using this app aren't like horrified. What an attractive picture. Wow. I see this dead blank stare on my lesbian dating app. I'm thinking, oof, now that's a girl I'd like to get to know. This is totally what they are in real life. That's what they exactly like this anime. Uh, oh, and this is Chris. This is the other person that replied. Now this one passes as a lesbian better, but there are some subtle tells that they're not. Okay, they do. Well, that's pretty good. Like a charcoal drawing. They didn't draw the penis. The rule is, if you draw a horse, if you make a horse statue, you have to draw the sheath. You can't be a beta bitch and emasculate your horse. You have to give it a big sheath. There's statues of horses and all over the fucking place. I've seen a statue of horse in like 4 or 5 different ones. There's one in Odessa. There's one in Belgrade. Multiple actually of both. In both cities, you have to sculpt the sheath of the horse penis. Otherwise, it's a fucking eunuch horse, and you look like a bitch sitting on that fucking eunuch horse. That is the rule. That is true and honest European art history for everybody. Carrie says, just tired of being burned by cis women. Try as I might, I always get hurt. Just shouting in the wind to relieve tension. Maybe try a trans woman. I mean, you're both lesbians, right? Why can't you date each other? Are you implying that you're not sexually attracted to trans women, Carrie? Are you maybe a bigot yourself? Alexis replies, I'm sorry you have to go through that. I may not be trans, but I have trans F to M brother who is dealing with similar issues. You are a woman. You are valid. You are beautiful. Stay gorgeous. Stay beautiful. I won't date you, though. I'm looking for a woman. Also, I really don't. I don't think that the FTMs have it as bad. I bet you fucking money that you can easily find someone willing to bang you as a what was it, a cunt boy. There is a market for cunt boys out there. You can have your gay relationship. You probably can't find a woman to fuck you if you're a cunt boy, though. Let's see. Oh, if they're trying to, yeah, if the cunt boy is looking for a gay man to engage in a gay relationship with them, that's different. That's harder because gay men like being fucked in the ass. Um, so it would be very difficult. Yeah, I can see the issue with that. Though I don't know. I imagine that there are guys out there who are like desperate enough that they'll fuck a cunt boy, and then they'll also call themselves gay. They'll say like, "Oh yeah, I'm gay. I've always been gay. I love Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, and I like what's something that's really gay? Anime. I like anime, and I'm a homosexual. I've always been attracted to men, and you are such a man, even though you have a vagina." Anyways, this is Carrie, 43. That looks like someone who is politically active, probably has a seat in the town council, and has threatened to kill someone before. You know, you can wax it. You can take a wax strip and wax your mustache. This reminds me of whenever I see an aged crossdresser, I think of oh, I want to get the name of this right. Hold up. What the fuck is this guy's name? Who is the crossdresser from the Boondock Saints? This guy is so famous, and I can't think of his fucking name off the top of my head. Not Buffalo Bill. No, it's the guy from the Boondock Saints. William Dafoe. Yes, they all remind me of William Dafoe from the Boondock Saints. Excellent movie, ahead of its time. Hard recommend on that. But yes, they all remind me of William Dafoe in drag. And what's funny is like he sneaks in. He's like a gay man, and he sneaks into like a crime syndicate's base, and he like traps like four different guys to try and fuck him in this get up, and then he kills them all. It's great. It's excellent. Uh, hairy arms, can't wax those either, I guess. Oh, and look, they love Blade Runner and Lupe and TV, I guess. Happy go lucky random trans Brit who's fumbling through life, fully vaccinated and happy to socialize. I'm a big fan of cuddling, walking, and conversations. They all say that. They never say anything exciting. Like, I like parachuting. I like hang gliding. I like to wrestle alligators in my free time. It's always like I like to sit on the couch and eat shit food and smoke weed and watch garbage on fucking television unproductively every single day, the exact same way every fucking time. And never anything like, oh, I like to farm. I raise animals. Uh Recently executive producer on the feature film Lupe on HBO Max and love working at any level in film. Oh, well, congratulations on your commercial success. Love chatting about anything, really. Do stand up when possible and loves food. Life's too short not to go all out and say hi. So, hello. Something casual. New friends. Trans woman. Queer. Doesn't smoke weed. Oh my god. Have kids. Have kids. Carrie. Carrie. What the fuck? You have kids to take care of. You're not supposed to be doing this at 43. Come on, god damn it. It gets so much darker when you get down there and you see the have kids thing. I eat everything, yeah, I fucking bet. Okay, next one. Caitlin. Hey, beautiful people. I just made an account yesterday and I'm looking for some friends, a potential partner, and was wondering how do you all do it? After years of finding out who I am and learning to love myself, I've finally started to enter the dating scene, and let me tell you, it is confusing. Anyway, wanting to introduce myself a little, I'm a trans woman getting bottom surgery in a couple weeks, so looking forward to that. Also looking forward to meeting some of you. That is definitely the end result of the incel to trans pipeline. I just get that vibe. Let's see. Well, this is Caitlin. Heavy duty filter. Props to Caitlin for shaving their fucking face, or at least using a filter to make themselves look like they groom. Also, they read the thing that people with cats and dogs in their profile picture get more responses from women. That's an okay picture, I guess. Like, I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to be a total asshole. And because if I was like, oh my god, they're so ugly to like every single one, then it gets tiring. So we have to admit that Caitlyn, maybe because they've been on estrogen for so long, they can't grow facial hair. Oh look, and this is them around other people. They stand out like a sore thumb. That's nice. Look, I've had friends. I've talked to people, and they have invited me to their parties in the past. So therefore, the chances that I am a sexual predator are lesser than with the other trans people. Hi, I'm Kate, an open-minded, disappointingly vanilla, nerdy designer girl looking for someone to hang out or date. Some interests of mine: warm hugs, writing, playing music, acting, photography, games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, cooking, philosophical, deep conversations, and possibly you. There's more cheese where that came from. Trans pride, something casual, queer, non-questioning. Loves animals, but no pets. Caitlin. Whose cat is this, Caitlin? Where the fuck did he abduct this cat specifically for this photo? Like, hey, Linda, let me borrow your cat. I need to take a profile picture for her. And and I know that people with animals get more clicks. Thanks, bye. Frank. That's not a girl's name. They look like they're from Portland. They, them, Frank. I got Pug. One of those. I feel bad for pugs. They've been so obliterated by. Ugh. Well, wait, are they grabbing their dick? That's inappropriate. Oh, cool, a camel. This is the best profile picture of all of them. They're doing the soy boy face, but look, there's a fucking camel in the background. That's cool. The rest don't go outside. They can't get a picture of themselves next to a fucking camel. I'm most impressed by this one. They look like you know what? This might be. Is this a male to female? Yeah. This has to be a male to female. That's why they pass so much better than the rest, and are more normalish. And they go by Frank. Oh my god, it all makes sense. Transmask, non-binary, uncle friend, bisexual, fully vaccinated, fucking delightful, in ENFP, looking for friends. Friends with benefits, hookups, and casual dating, open to relationships that we connect, newish to queer dating, kink curious, enthusiastic learner. It's also a pretty. I'd say that's a decent description. I mean, it's front loaded with like all sorts of like cringe shit, but like I don't know. It doesn't come across as like desperate. You know what I mean? The rest come across as pretty desperate, and they always sound so fucking boring. This person is like, I'm a hole, and I want to have weird tranny sex with people, and I'm kink curious. And it's like, okay, well, I know what you're in for. Want someday. Why do they do this? Why? No, I don't allow it, Frank. You will not produce offspring. God fucking damn it. Cease. Nate. Ooh. Fat chick? This has to be a fat chick, right? This looks like a fat chick. I'm saying this is F10 as well. No, shut up, chat. Shut up. Nate, he, him. Fat has a cat though. I like the cat. It's a nice cat. That fat and filtered to shit. He, him, trans man with a more feminine look. Yeah, no shit. He just looks like a fat chick. Good luck, by the way, if you're trying to be female to male and you're just like a fat chick. Because, like, male to females who are fat look like a gender blob. But when you're a fat woman, you're just gonna look like a woman no matter what you try to do. Like, how the fuck is a fat woman going to try and look like a man? Because you're gonna have like woman boobs always, and it's very easy to tell apart like women and men with boobs because they just look totally fucking different. Love staying in to read, draw, nap, play video games, and watch anime. Oh. I do enjoy the occasional night out looking for a long-term relationship. Be the bold and brash that belongs into the trash. Self-deprecating humor doesn't do it for me. And the description, it's like I'm not really into fucking trash. So why would I want to hit you up and be like, hey, I'm desperate too. Let's hook up. You know what I mean? Okay. Joy. This person, I bet you fucking money. This person is a fan of that Pixar movie with the emotions. I forget what it's called. Inside, right? Inside, and the main character is called Joy. I bet you fucking money that they're just a big fan of that Pixar movie. Okay, Joy, masculine to hide the face, weird vaporwave shit because they watch fucking anime. I guess that's an okay picture. Can't be too harsh on that. Because they're like they're still a man even though they're hiding their face because they have really really weird bony man hands, but they're like they dress correctly so that they hide that they're a man, or they do a better job at it. That's filtered to shit. This one, okay. To Joy's credit, this one would not immediately scare off lesbians. Like some of the other people on the app, you'll see them. Like a lesbian would see that on the app and just be like, "Oh, this app is compromised." Joy does a better job at not like being viscerally appalling and repulsive to the eye. Just a trans girl looking for someone to appreciate me for who I am. I like to play video games, watch anime, read manga, and light novels. I also really love listening to music, particularly EDM. I'm terrible with bios if you have any questions to ask. Oh, and if you want to get me talking for a while, just mention "So I'm a Spider, So What?" or "The Alchemist Who Survived Dreams of a Quiet City Life." That sounds like really gay anime. Lipstick Les, Pillow Princess. I'm always surprised when they say they don't smoke weed. Like, my mental image of a tranny is always a weed smoker. Taryn. Kind of reminds me of Brianna Wu. Brianna Wu always poses with a motorcycle. Lots of filters. I mean, I respect the ones that, like, shave their fucking face and, like, filter and dress appropriately, as opposed to, like, the guys with the beard. Hello, new to the app. Enjoy comedy, music, and writing. Really want to travel as soon as possible. Follow me on Insta. Trans woman and trans feminine. Standards are on the floor. No, I'm just saying, it's like, I don't know. Like, because the alternative is for me to say, like, all these people should die. And it's like, I don't know. I'm not quite there yet, but you know, if you want to like integrate into society, you have to at least really try. You can't do nothing and then just expect me to like say, "Oh, you're a woman and you deserve, you know, to be treated like a woman." But some of them like try, I guess, and it makes me not hate them. I respect this guy. Yuffie Lee Roberts. I don't know what it is. Black transsexuals are way funnier to me than white ones. Because I guess it's like with white ones, it's just like depressing to say like, oh, the Volk has fallen. But when it's a black guy, it's just pure comedy. Yuffie Lee Roberts. I love how the black people just make up fucking names. No effort whatsoever. Fake ass plastic fucking wig. Bullshit name. Yuffie. Are those implants? What the fuck? How's he got titties? Like you can still see his beard. Black acne. Oh, he's got acne. He's got like beard acne from like razor burn. Black facial hair is so gross. It's like pubic hair, and blackney is I don't know what it is. Like regular acne is gross, but like blackney is like super fucking gross. It creeps me out. Oh, it's a chest plate. It's just like sitting under the bra straps, I guess, the creases. I like the cat ears. The cat ears are the best. Buck broken. No, no, Yuffie, no. My name is Yuffie Lee Roberts. I'm an independent voter and pescatarian. Wow, that's original. Doesn't vote Republican or Democrat and only eats fish. Well, fuck. I like Yuffie. Yuffie's a fucking strange person. They're more interesting. I've gotten the buff my COVID vaccines a month ago. I'm a proud transgender gamer. My YouTube gaming channel is Gamer T Girl, and my Twitch username is Gamer T Girls. I live in Portland, Oregon. I like Japanese anime, video games, cosplay, and some hiking. Oh my god! One who mentioned a physical activity as a hobby. I'm fucking see. Yuffie's the best. I'm looking to date someone who's into gaming and other nerdy things. I game on consoles and PC. My friend code is blah blah blah. My Switch code is blah blah blah. Polyamorous relationship. See, Yuffie's got it all. Yuffie's an interesting person. Let me look this up. I want to see if they have videos. Gamer T Girl. No, fuck off. Wait, no, that's not him. See, Gamer T Girl. No! No! Who chased Gamer T Girl off the internet? I can't believe this. Maybe the Twitch is still up? Oh, please. One follower. Please tell me. No, there's no archive or anything. I'm so butthurt. My name is Yuffie and I'm a transgender gamer. I live in Portland. I like video games, Japanese anime, cosplay, and Japanese Chinese food. I sometimes like to go hiking. I can't believe Gamer T Girl's fucking dead, gamers. Oh well. Ella, hi, I'm Ella and I'm new to her. I've been on HRT for over a year and I'm so happy to be me, hoping to find someone who likes Dungeons and Dragons as much as I do. I'm adding Dungeons and Dragons to another, like, another hallmark of Tranny-dom. I don't know what it is. They really like Dungeons and Dragons. I've heard complaints from people who play Dungeons and Dragons how much they infest the game. All extreme close-ups. This one is so blurred up, it looks like a photo of like a cryptid. Like this is like the picture they would put on like a SCP profile of some kind of monster that like jumps through the screen and makes you into a lesbian. Extreme close-up. Extreme close-up. Cat in the background, obligatory. This one's just a picture of the cat, but I like it. I like the cat. Looks just like, I had a cat that looked just like this, and his name was Scott, and he was the bestest. He was a good cat. I had other cats. Another picture of the cat. Just extreme close-ups. Currently planning a D&D that my group and I will be starting to podcast in September. I'm also writing a novel series based on the history of my homebrew D&D world, with the main character of the campaign being the main character of the books, showing his descent into madness. It's going to be awesome. Is he orange? Does he have small hands? If I had all the money, I'd donate it to Planned Parenthood. I should have been reading these the entire time. I feel like a fool. Favorite movies, Ella Enchanted. Huge weakness for dominant or switch witchy women, particularly with long hair. Sub. 34, trans, business owner, into yoga, love photography and being creative. I live an hour west of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here's my Instagram if you want to connect. Fat. Looks way older than 34, too. You know, okay, I don't want to sound mean, but he kind of looks like Nora, Ralph's first wife. Nora wasn't very attractive. She was very nice, which is why I feel bad saying mean things about her, but that's just what I think. Okay, and yes, completely caked in makeup. Jim Sterling. No, you know what's funny is that Jim Sterling's lost a fuck ton of weight. I wonder if I have the picture. Someone posted a picture of him like before and after. I noticed it too because I've been keeping up with his videos. I'm thinking like, God, he really fucking lost weight since taking HRT. Here, I'll show you. Okay, this was Jim when he started HRT, I guess, and this is him now. Look how fucking thin he is compared to what he used. This guy used to be so fucking fat. He legit threw out his spine and had to go to the hospital and start like a painkiller addiction because he fucked up his back just lifting a box, and he's lost like at least like 200 pounds from his heaviest. He's really lost weight. It's the magic of pills, I guess. Very impressive. Fetching. Hello, I'm Amy, and I'm very popular with the spam bots on here. I'm 34 and trans. I live in a conservative area and just learning to let go of me myself. I run my own business doing creative things, photography, videography, web design. I have a very creative mind. I use it to build my own business. Smokes weed reg. 6 foot tall. It's not usually a bragging right for trans people. Tessa, after 12 years of a relationship, I am now single. I've been transitioning for only 4 months now. It's been going well, though I don't look very feminine most of the time. Hopefully I can make some friends and meet someone to help me get over my loneliness. Now that is an introduction. I just got out of a long-term relationship. My life is fucked up. I'm starting some irreversible hormone therapy, and I'm hoping for a rebound. Hit me up, ladies. Obligatory mask to hide the jawline. Whew. Nice 5 o'clock shadow. He also looks like someone. He looks like Yaniv, kind of. It looks like a halfway point between like Yaniv and Ben Shapiro. Just his face. I guess they're both Jewish. You think Tessa's Jewish, guys? I recently came out as a trans woman. I wish I would have realized it much sooner, but that's okay. I also just got out of a 12-year relationship. So my life is transitioning in more ways than just my gender. That being said, I'm longing for companionship and love, someone to cuddle with and tell me I'm pretty. Have kids. Ooh. Fun facts. Have kids. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a fun fact. Fucking. Sidonia, 40. I'll stop if I keep going by the end of the hour. I'm just burning some time. Not much has happened this week, so I'm enjoying my review. Really, I've been absolutely buoyed. Define buoyed. Buoyed. Verb. Make happier. To make someone feel happier or more confident about a situation. I meant to say buoyed by the amazing amount of support. That's very, very strange and spelled incorrectly. So I've been absolutely buoyed by the amazing amount of support I've received from you all over the last 17 days since my epic escape. Thank you so much. Someone I'd never seen in the community before commented on one of my many posts with a really insightful and supportive message. I checked out her profile and thought, oh, she's awesome. I'm not ready to date yet, but I definitely want to be friends with her. And if something more develops down the road, that's amazing. I hit the friend request button and immediately clicked and talked a lot. This last Friday, August 13th, I took a chance and decided to be honest about my feelings and the attraction to her mind, to her empathy, to her intelligence, and was real and strong. I'm so happy to announce that Sidonia and I have decided to pursue each other exclusively, and I'm officially off the market. Is that... I need to see the hands. Oh no, I lost it. It looks like a real woman, doesn't it? It looks like Susan Wojcicki. I don't know. I can't tell with just the one picture. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, finally, answers to questions. She, her. I need a picture of the hands. It's the dead giveaway. Oh, they hide the hands. Wait, no. The hands are pretty big. I don't know. I guess it is like a male pattern baldness. Oh, yeah, it is. You can definitely see it right there. That's a man. You can see it with the hair. The hair is the giveaway. Women bald completely fucking differently. They make like a weird shape in their hair. Man's shoulders. The hands, too, are pretty big. I'm only interested in friendship. I'm an outdoorsy, environmentalist type and lover of travel and adventure as much as I can squeeze into my 40-hour a week life. I stand firmly on my own feet and have a 10-year plan to freedom, aka my post-motherhood life. Oh, no. So they have an 8-year-old, right? If it's a 10-year plan to freedom. So, like, their entire life revolves around working and planning to get away from their child, who is currently 8 years old. Bring on the crone stage. I'm ready. I'm taking care of my health and have every intention of savoring this one precious life. Liberal as fuck. Looking for new friends, queer... have kids, love animals but no pets. That's a really depressing one. Just that description. I work as much as I possibly can to get away from my family because I fucking hate them and I can't wait to get away from my kids. Sidonia. Okay, so this is like a couple weeks later. Oh, wait, no, this is their intro post. I'm an newbie in Norway, just turned 40 a couple months ago and just met a woman who doesn't reciprocate my adoration, but who confirmed for me what I always knew somewhere down deeper, that I'm queer. Unrequited feelings are always a bummer, but I'm so grateful that she opened this door for me. Plus, it's excellent practice in sticking to my values and loving others in such a way that I feel free. Okay. Okay. I think that's it. There's more, but I'm gonna wreck my throat if I keep talking. All right. What thread is this? This is the tranny sideshows on social media. Anything else? Have I missed anything? Chantal, I can briefly sum up what happened. Chantal hooked back up with the Egyptian guy and is now just like streaming from his apartment, and is just having like a perpetual chimp out where she's like yelling at her haters, and her hater contacted her on like a throwaway cell phone number, and she immediately like accidentally exposed the number to her streams, to fuck with her, and she's just being a horrible bitch. In the Amber Lynn sphere, Amber Lynn and Becky are separating, and they've been taking like they've been streaming together because Amber Lynn's been paying her to stay on stream, and they have been so massively passive aggressive. And she's Amber Lynn has already found a new woman who I think is black just because of the fact that she has like braided hair by Amber Lynn's description, and she's talked on the phone before, and she sounds kind of black. But people lovingly refer to her as Wipey because Amber Lynn calls her wifey. And the only reason Amber Lynn seems to monkey branch between women like she does is because she needs someone to wipe her ass for her because she's too fucking fat. Um, but that's just been that. Amber Lynn's always boring because she cares so much about how people perceive her that she's not as fun as Chantal, who's just like a complete fucking train wreck and does not give a fuck and is just as absolutely vile as possible all the time. How does she find women all the time? There is an actual phenomenon known as the U-Haul lesbian, where they move in with each other really fast because women can't have relationships like men and women can. Like lesbians operate on like their own plane of reality that's completely divorced from like normal people. They don't, because it's a non-reproductive relationship and they can't even really have sex. So they stop having sex way faster than a straight relationship. They can't have children, so they don't have long-term goals like a straight relationship does. And it's sort of just like a really involved friendship between two women, and that's why it's super easy to find a new lesbian to move in with, I guess. Gay men don't, no, gay men are like the opposite. Like lesbians get into like these weird relationships and they commit really easily, and then after a couple years they stop having sex and they break it off. Gay men are like the opposite. They just have continual like butt fucking orgies and they have no sense of commitment at all because they're just like completely coon brained and they can't do anything else. And they wear diapers. Yes, they do. My mom had a friend at work, and he was a homosexual. He was very gay, and she told me that he got fucked in the ass so much he had anal seepage and had to wear something to absorb the oily poo that would just leak from him constantly because he had no sphincter control, and he died. I think he overdosed one day, and she was very sad because he's like a funny gay guy at work, and everyone likes him. Um, I think he overdosed on pills and alcohol or something, and killed himself or did it on accident or whatever. But that's that's the story. I can't remember his name. It was a name that rhymed with dead because she would say something like, "I can't believe that Zed's dead" or whatever. She would say that a lot, just as like a statement of fact whenever the topic came up. But yeah, that's all I remember. I never met him, but I just knew they got fucked in the ass so much he leaked. Fred. Yeah, Fred. Fred's dead. I can't believe Fred's dead. I could. He probably had AIDS and was going to die. Anyways. I think that's it. It's been a boring week. Sorry. If you didn't like the tranny review section, I apologize. But what can you do? I don't know. The only other thing I could show you is my EU4 games, but that would be even more boring. I've been thinking of doing a recording of me just doing my Europa Universalis campaign. Just do one and record it and put it on Gumroad. But I don't know. I say that every fucking stream that I'll record something and put it on Gumroad, but I never fucking do. Apologies to all the loyal fan zone people that are active on Gumroad and who get absolutely nothing for it except my eternal, undying love and affection. I don't have an outro song picked. I have to continue talking until I think of an outro song to play. I'm taken by surprise because I can't play copyrighted music anymore. Because if I play copyrighted music, then I get fucked. Hell. You know what? I might play Sabaton. That's that's copyrighted, but show Pizza Day every day. MC Jarbo. Yeah, MC Jarbo is a good go-to, but I think I played like every single song by him. I'm pretty sure I've played like his entire discography at this point. Maybe even twice over. Here, you know what? Okay, I will do MC Jarbo just because I don't have another idea. I will put this to a poll just as a on my way out. Steam Cleaner is Mundane Matt, which he's like past his prime already, but I like it because it's fucking vile. It's a disgusting song, but it's pretty funny. And he says the N-word in it, which I like. Or Sargon does. So that's my vote. But the Ralph one is more topical. There's like two of them. I can play one of those. I'm waiting on Rusty Cage. I could do Rusty Cage too. Isn't he like married to like a stripper now or something? Pretty sure he got married to a stripper, which is like the worst fate possible. He even made a song about that. About how long is that song actually? 5 minutes. That's too long. I'll just do a quick MC Jarbo song. Okay, fine, a Ralph one. You know what? This one works. Okay. I'll see you guys next week, and then I'm on vacation the first week of September. I will be completely and totally gone. Don't try to contact me. I won't read your email. And if the site goes down, you're all fucked, unless the sit-in admin can fix it. Anyways, bye.
Oh, hey! Alright, I'm your host, Ethan Ralph, the Gunt, the one and only motherfucking diabetic Richmond pimp. I've been looking for a bitch that doesn't want a big package. I'm at a pretty big disadvantage. Should've just raped this dumb bitch in an alley instead. I fucking imported this bitch from Cali. Let's be honest, who the fuck else would have me? Motherfuckers gotta be deaf and blind. Someone that's never been happy or beat out of their mind. I'm talking mentally damaged, carrying around 300 pounds of her dad's baggage. No average bitch, motherfuck marriage. I'll only have kids with a trashy white fat bitch that'll eat fucking give birth on the same mattress. Where my dear mom and dad didn't remember what the therapist, man, said suppress the sadness. Don't be scared, it's that fucking misogynist. But even a bitch that's sick of dicks can hop on the gun quick and sit on my transgender clitoris. Point the other way. Let me sniff that ass so I can see the disappointment on your mother's face. When she sees that I didn't put on a rubber, hey, now she's got a couple retarded grandkids on the way. Can't believe she would willfully get this fucker laid. What's wrong with our goddamn junkie daughter's brain? Damn, I wish there was another way to explain. I just don't want this bitch to run away. I'm gonna be the world's best dad. Kinda like the fucking dad I never had.
Son, you're gonna be butt fucking ugly, in fact.
I know for a fact, cause I'm the world's best dad. I'm gonna be the world's best dad.
Like a fucking million times better than Matt.
You're gonna learn to be a false flag, a fag boy like me. Cause I'm the world's best dad. Doc said it was fetal alcohol syndrome. All I did was feed her alcohol. No more thumb in the butt when I murdered slut. Dumb bitch. Too damn weak to be a wife beater though. So I'll just leave her at home. Looking after the Greta Thunberg clone that fell the fuck out of her hole. Damn son, from the second I saw you, I knew you ain't gonna have no more than one digit like you. That's 2 digits more than your fucking dad. Dude, motherfucker, about to flip. I'm so mad at you. Just shut up, kid, you'll be fine. Maybe you live long enough to see your mom commit suicide. God damn it, Faith, you're not going anywhere, god damn it. I'm fucking serious, bitch. Get your ass in the basement. Get your ass naked. Say it, you filthy shekel whore. Say it. I'm gonna be the world's best dad. Kinda like the fucking dad I never had.
Son, you're gonna be butt fucking ugly, in fact.
I know for a fact, cause I'm the world's best dad. I'm gonna be the world's best dad.
Like a fucking million times better than Matt.
You're gonna learn to be a false flag, a fag boy like me. Cause I'm the world's best dad.
Hello?
Matt, what's going on, baby?
Like a fucking million
this?
times better than Matt.
This is Ethan Ralph, man. What's going on? I just figured I'd drop you a line here, see how things are going.
Oh boy, you know you fucked up bad, bitch. When Baked Alaska's playing the gun and the gun's like, nigger, cut that crap quick. And I'm thinking to myself, as I talk my kid, Tim, how can a faggot so fat have such thin skin? How can a guy who can't get my ass out of his head blow smoke out of his asshole like fucking tobacco? You got the nerve to call me a fat joke when bitch you need a fucking backhoe to get out of bed.
Real-time fan art, gamers.
I'm gonna be the world's best dad. Kinda like the fucking dad I never had.
Son, you're gonna be butt fucking ugly, in fact.
I know for a fact, cause I'm the world's best dad. I'm gonna be the world's best dad.
Like a fucking million times better than Matt.
You're gonna learn to be a false flag, a fag boy like me. Cause I'm the world's best dad.
You fucking faggot.